Good morning, everybody. My name is Ronnie Needham, and welcome to Now's the Time. This is lesson 1, which is how to become motivated to accomplish things and how to speed read. And how many people, the last time they took a reading class was in the 2nd grade. So the whole country is reading at a 2nd grade level and retaining information at a 2nd grade level. Well, when you go through this, you're going to learn a much better way to improve your life on many different skills. First, we want to talk about when you open up the program, you'll notice that everything is in color. If you have a monitor, you can follow on your monitor, or if you want to print it out as I do, then you can print it out and put it in a little binder. The reason we do things in color stimulates the mind. Let's talk about the mind a little bit. Maybe you remember being bullied in grade school. I mean, I'm 66 years old. I was in grade school like an eternity ago. But the thing about that, and I ask people all over the country and have for years, do you remember anybody who bullied you in grade school? You might not remember anybody in 2nd grade, but I will remember Debbie Conrad, who beat every boy up and who kicked everybody in the leg with her boots, her toes. The reason you will remember a bully is it made an emotional impact on you. You may not remember anybody else in 2nd grade, but you'll remember that bully. What that teaches us is if you want to retain information, let it ride on the piggyback of emotion, and you'll learn better. We know the psychological reasons on why you learn. We know why your mind works the way it works. We know back skipping. We know how to increase your ability to read. Now that's astounding. That's unbelievable. There's a lot of people who teach, but I have been very successful in my entire career with any company I've been with or the companies that I've built in training people. I understand how the mind works. I understand why. Let me tell you my journey on how this happened. When I was in the 2nd grade, about 8 years old, I was playing with my brother on some bunk beds. He kicked me accidentally in the face. I fell over backwards. On the way down, I hit a desk. My head was like a broken chicken neck. It fell over sideways. I cried and cried. They took me to the hospital. I had a broken neck. 3 of the vertebrae were broken. It didn't cut the spinal cord. Thank God, I wasn't paralyzed. But for 4 years, I wore a collar. When I went to move, it was like this. When I went to look up and down, it was like this. In a dream, after so many years, I kept saying, Lord, please heal my neck. Please heal my neck. 3.5 years go by. My grandmother comes and I say, Grandma, my neck's still like it is. What's up? I've been praying for 3.5 years. And God hasn't healed me. She said, He's busy. He's got a lot of people in front of you. You got to wait your turn. I'm like, oh. And she said, you've been praying the wrong way. You have to ask the Lord to heal you so you may help others. I started a new prayer. 90 days later, an angel comes to me and said, the Lord has heard your prayer. Tomorrow you can go play. Because I wanted to play. My dad was a football star in high school. My uncle was a football star in high school. My dad went off to the Korean War. I woke up the next morning. I said, Mom, take this collar off my neck. I can go play. She said, hush up. I said, no, Mom, the angel told me I could play today. So finally, she took the collar off, and I moved my head left and right. First time in 4 years. I moved it up and down. I said, Mommy, can I go play? She said, no, put it back on. I got to call your dad. She called my dad at B.F. Goodrich, had the operator go get him in the factory. All she told my father is, Holbert, come home quick, and hung up. In a hurry, he drove too fast. He got home. He said, what's up? And I'm trying to say, Daddy, can I go play? And Mom's like, trying to explain. I'm trying to say, I want to play. And finally, my mother says, Ronnie, show your father. Tell your dad. I take the collar off. I move my head left and right, up and down. And I tell my father, can we go play catch? The angel told me I was healed, Dad. And he said, yes, I'll go play with you. That was the first time I got to catch a football. Well, when I'm 15, I cut my thumb off, and Coots and Kleiner put it back on. They also put Neil Armstrong's thumb back on. Again, I asked my grandma, I can't use my hand. I'm lucky it's They didn't have to amputate a couple fingers and cut the rest of the thumb. Took 2 years to heal. I asked Grandma, why does this happen to me? I mean, first my neck, broken neck, then my thumb. And she said, son, God let those things happen to you to bring glory to Him, to show you how great He is. He has a plan for you. I said, okay. 3 years later, I'm 18, working high construction. I'm up 11 scaffolds, 11 bucks, 55 feet. The walkboard breaks, part of it collapses. I fall 55 feet, taller than a telephone pole. On the way down, I break a collarbone, I break some ribs. I'm laying on the ground. They rushed me to the hospital, but I'm okay, but I'm busted up. That ended my construction career. I'm lifting weights to repair the thumb. I'm doing push-ups since I'm 15. At 21, I'm working for Holiday Spa. I wrote the national program for Holiday Spa and how they could acquire more customers. I took a program that was retaining 40% of people who would call to get into the spa for a tour to 93%. I wanted to own a spa. I'm on stage in competition. I weigh 155 pounds. I'm lifting 330. I do a Russian move of hyperventilating. I didn't let the pressure off. Bam, I pass out. When the weight is at 330 over my head, I fall straight back, I pass out. I wake up in the hospital days later with no memory. At age 21, I had to learn all over again. I had to learn to read and write. Stuff would come back to me. The first year I didn't talk hardly at all because I stuttered. So again, I went to my grandmother in Eastern Kentucky Mountains. I said, Grandma, I'm 21 and I almost died 4 times. She said, the Lord has a plan for you or you would have been dead many times over. In the future, a man will come to you and say, from the north, now's the time. When he says that to you, nothing on the earth can prevent you from accomplishing what the Lord wants you to do. You will create a company that will spread the Lord's will in Christian stories all over the southeastern United States, then all over America, then all over the world. 30 years go by. I started a company in 1992 called Ronaldo Designer Jewelry. Today, Ronaldo has 840 locations around the world. April 3rd, 2019 was my last day at Ronaldo. I built the company, but in 2008, we were doing $200,000 a year out of a barn. A customer called from the north and said, an angel came to me and said, to tell you, now's the time. That I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing, one of the top programmers in U.S. history, and I'm supposed to take and come to work for you. He helped build a website, he helped with the marketing. Within a 2-year period, we were doing $10 million a year, and it climbed from there. After 2019, I left that business, and for the last 2 years, I've asked the Lord, what do you want me to do? And it comes down to one thing. I am to teach the world a better way. We are all bent and broken in some manner or somehow, but we have found the solutions. I have been around multi-millionaires. I've made millions of dollars myself with my other company. But this was to teach people how to have a better life in 7 different categories. This is the first one. So for those who really it impacts their life and you want to teach, you have an opportunity to teach others, thousands of other people. This is only one of 7 programs. But today we're going to teach you in 15-20 minutes how to read 20% faster. Now, I suggest you get a book like this to practice on. So stop and go get a book. And on the way to getting the book, look in the mirror and say, I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know I can. I will, I will, I will. Get excited. Remember, excitement leads to memory. We want you to remember this lesson so it can impact your life. Not only will it not impact your life, it will impact your children's life, your parents' life. We know how to slow down Alzheimer's. We know how to increase white brain matter. A lot of stuff's going to just be unbelievable of this adventure you're going to go on. But today we're going to teach you to read. So get a book off the shelf, not a little bitty paperback. The lines are too small and they're not long enough and the words are too tiny. So we're going to get a book. Let's stop right here and go get a book, and we'll take a couple of minutes. Be sure to get a bottle of water and your book. We'll see you back in a couple of minutes. Hey everybody, so we want to have our water. We have a stopwatch here, and what I need for you to do is open your book, and in a second we're going to ask you to read normally how you've read for the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or whatever. We're going to give you 1 minute to read, and we're going to come back and teach you how to get your baseline average. To know where you advanced in anything, you have to know the starting point. In other words, if you want to lose weight, you hop on the scale and say, oh, I weigh 175, and you're working out, losing some weight, you hop on it once a week and you're 160, you know, hey, I've improved 15 pounds. So let's get our book open, we'll get ready, and I'm going to give you 1 minute to read as you normally have read your entire life. And I suggest you start not on the foreword, but on chapter 1. So we're going to give you 1 minute, and make sure that you have a pencil too, so that you can put your ending point. And let's get, I'll just use my watch here. Okay, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin reading.
Three, 2, 1, stop.
And just put a little mark wherever you stop. And the first thing to do is count the number of lines that you read. Make sure that if you have a half line, another half line, you count that as 1 line, not 2 lines. And 2 words don't make a line, skip that part. So, full lines, count the number, and write the number down. In my case, first time I did this was 19. Now we want to take and count, and you can see we have full lines here. She'll zoom in close to show you full lines. Section like that, you want to count 3 of those lines and count the number of words. So I'm going to go over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 words. You take and write down 33. You divide that, 33, divide by 3 lines equals 11 words per line. And that's the average that you're going to get on your book. So this book here has an average of 11 words per line. We're going to take 19 lines times 11. And that's the base rate of 209 words per minute. So now we know what we're going to do. Let's try this again. This time I'm going to ask Janet to give me the stopwatch. I'm going to show the stopwatch to you so you can see that we're going to practice 1 more minute. The normal way that you read, and we're going to go for 1 more minute, so pick up where you left off. So if you left off on page 3, line 35, you have a little check mark there, and begin on the next line. And we're going to start with 0. And begin reading now. and stop. You can see it's right at 1 minute and a fifth of a second. Count the number of lines that you read from the ending mark on page 3, let's say, line 6. Count the number of lines, mark that number down. Let's say you read 18 lines. Mark 18 on your page, on your worksheet. And we know that in this book here, maybe different in your book, we use 3 lines to count the average words. We already did the average line, words per line in the book, and it came out with 11. So we're going to take 18 times 11, and we get 198. Whatever your baseline rate is, mark that down. That's your starting point. Okay, we're going to go through a couple of exercises here. We're going to improve your reading speed on average by 20%. You want to make sure that you're doing this not at 11 o'clock at night after you've worked a 16-hour day, but when you're fresh and ready, and not when you've been up all night long, but give it a fair time. So before we get into that, let's talk about the history. We know that if you were blind, you would read by using your fingers. So we know in your mind that sight and sound, and sight and smell, and sight and touch go hand in hand with your senses. If you were blind, you would read the Braille with your fingertips. Everybody agree with that? Okay. You ever had a stuffy nose and you try to taste your food and it tastes different or tastes weird because you can't smell your food? Your food will taste off when you can't smell it. Now, where does this come from? Deep in your mind, your instinct from millions of years ago or thousands of years ago, however you choose to believe. When we were hunter-gatherers, if we were looking for something to eat, maybe we had a spear, we're going to catch us a rabbit, let's say. Out of the side, we've seen from our peripheral vision a bush shape. We would look at that to see maybe that's dinner, or maybe we're being hunted by a lion and we were going to become dinner. So to survive, the instincts given to us from God were to be able to hunt, gather food, and also be aware of danger. So we would, oh, that's a lion, I better protect myself, or oh, that's a rabbit, that's dinner for me. That instinct is still inside of you. We're going to activate that instinct. Now, how many people, when I said count the number of lines, did this? 1, 2, 3, 4, with your finger. In the classes I did, everybody always used their finger. Why is that? In our mind, we want to use our finger, touch, in relation. When you were in the second grade, the last time you probably took a reading class, this is how you used to read. And the ant went over to the tree. You used your finger. After a while, the teacher said, really good, Johnny, really good, Jane. Now let Debbie read a little bit. And the tiger said, hello. We used our fingers. After a while, in the circle, we all would stand, or the teacher would pass it back and forth. It's your turn, Mike. It's your turn, Johnny. But we used our finger. All of a sudden, we learned a few more words. We got a little bit better. And the teacher said, now everybody read to yourself. And we used our finger. If you remember back, when you first started reading, you were taught to use your finger. All of a sudden, when you got better with words, the teacher said, don't use your finger anymore. Don't do that. And what happened? When you're reading, you don't realize it, but a thing occurs in the mind is called back skipping. When you read faster, the opposite is true. Your mind is engaged, just like shaking the bush, and you notice the bush, it's your instinct. The mind is engaged, and if the mind is bored, you back read. You don't know it, but you read half of a line or a third of a line over and over, or you have a pause. I'm reading, but what am I going to do after work? I'm going to get something to eat. And you're reading, I've got to do the laundry tonight. Your mind is not fully engaged. We're going to teach you right now how to improve your rate by 20% with this one exercise. Now we want you to take and hold your book like so, and watch my finger. My finger is not going to touch the page. Important that you don't touch the page. It's going to hover above the words in a nice rhythm. From beginning to end, from beginning to end, from beginning to end. And as I see the words, I'm going faster than I normally would read. My mind will be engaged. You can process more information because you're retraining, you're breaking a 20, 30, 40, 50 year habit. It's not your fault that you were taught incorrectly. The technology now, we know why and how to do better. If you think that I want to be a doctor, I'll go to the second grade. By the third grade, they show me how to operate on a frog. That you can be a doctor. You can't. You have to continue your education. Why have we stopped continuing the education of learning? We have no idea. I can tell you, we're looking for 1,000 teachers to correct this problem worldwide. Because there's a great big world out there, and if I can save you 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours a day. The average person reads between 3 and 4 hours a day. That's at work, that's doing progress reports, that may be a teacher, that may be as an attorney, maybe as a doctor. 3 to 4 hours a day. If I can save you 1 hour a day, 365 hours a year, that's 9 40-hour weeks that you can do other things with. You can make more money, you can become more efficient. What if you can double your reading speed, not save you 2 hours a day? You're at work and they're saying, read all this information, make a presentation. Instead of 6 hours, you can do it in 2 hours. Who's going to get the advancement? Hey, Johnny always gets things done quick. Johnny always remembers all the information. Not only are we going to teach you how to double or triple your reading speed, but we're going to teach you how to retain 90% of what you read forever. If you go to college, a lot of people went to college. My daughter went to UK. And I call her, how is it? Oh, Dad, I've got 15 hours of homework a day. I'm having to cram for finals. A month after she took the finals, I'd ask her, well, what was the finals about? I don't remember any of the information. If you don't train your mind properly, you lose 80% of what you read within 24 hours. And within 2 weeks, you lose 92 to 95% of everything. We want to correct that. How important is that you learn, if you have a 4th grader, that you can teach them how to read 3 times as fast and retain the information. When they get to high school, they're going to make all A's. They're going to get a scholarship to college. Investing time in teaching your kids is worth a lot of money to you. If you have a senior going off to college, do they want to do 12 hours a day homework? Or is there a better way where they can do it in 3 hours and they can remember everything that they're taught? This will improve their life. They will get the better job. They will be the outstanding student. How important is it for you and your wife, or for you and your husband, if you both can go to work and accomplish more in less time than everybody else? Who's going to get the raises? Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want to learn new skills. I can tell you, everything is a process. And I always tell everybody this, let's get excited. Let's say this right now. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can, I know I can, I will, I will, I will. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can, I know I can, I will, I will, I will. When you get excited, you learn faster, you learn better. Just like the bully in high school or bully in grade school, you remember more. So let's get excited. Motivation is the key. We're going to motivate you where you'll follow the program, it will change your life, you'll be able to change the other people's life, we'll provide the motivation, step by step what to do. Alright, so let's all take and get a glass of water, or bottle of water. Let's take a drink, hydrate your mind. Now your mind needs 20% of all the oxygen you take in. So most people slouch a little bit and breathe from the upper chest. You want to sit up straight. You want to breathe deep from the diaphragm. Make your belly full of air. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale slowly. And we want to do 5 of these deep breaths. Deep, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale slowly. Breathe deep. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Pause for a second. After the third one, have a drink of water. Give the body what it needs. Give the mind what it needs. Water is one of the most critical things to your mind. So let's breathe deep. Make the belly pooch out. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. One more time. The last time. Breathe really deep. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this time, we want to tilt the book a little bit toward a 45. We want to begin in a second. I'll tell you when to start. We're going to let Janet set the timer. Wherever you read from last time, just start from that point. And we want to glide our finger, not touch the page, but over the words, over the line. And if you miss a word, don't worry about it. The mind will catch up in as little as about 2 or 3 hours of practice. So just we'll focus on retention later and comprehension. I'll show you how to remember everything. And we've got the body in shape. We've got more oxygen in our brain. We've got more oxygen in our lungs. We've got more water. We're sitting up straight. And when we say go like this. I keep my finger pointer here, my thumb next to it like this. I don't touch the page. Okay, let's get ready. Let's get set and go. Okay, and stop. It's 59.86, right at 60 seconds. Take your finger, put a mark where you left off, count the number of lines using your finger, and you'll touch the page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, on down the line. Put it on the page. Let's say you did 23 lines, 11 words per line. "22 lines, whatever it happens to be, and you'll see your new base rate. Most people will improve from 200 to 230, to 240, 250. Now, I proved to you in less than a half an hour that I can teach you to read faster. I've showed you the benefits. More money. Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want to read. My girlfriend, she's Greek. She never had her basement finished. What do? I read books on how to construct anything. And I can build it. Recently, I spent some 5 or 6 weeks, redid her whole yard. I read about plants. I read about foundations. I read how to dig down and put the pavers all around in the ground. So it'll be level 30 years from now. I read on average 1 book a week on many different subjects. If you want to learn a foreign language, you can learn to read faster. You can learn anything faster and quicker through this program. So thank you very much. I hope that you have a new base rate. Take out your worksheet, fill your worksheet out, Scotch tape it to the mirror in the bathroom. When you shave in the morning or when you're putting your makeup on, if you're female or whatever, make sure you take and look at that and say, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can, I know I can, I will, I will, I will. I can improve my life. I can learn a better way. I can do more. Your past is not your future. You cannot change your past. We can change your future. Right now you have the opportunity, if you look at that and you say, oh my goodness, I've improved 20%, 18%, 29%. Lock in the rest of the program. Good luck, have fun reading, and make sure that you read 15 minutes, practice every day 15 minutes, and tomorrow we'll talk about lesson number 2. God bless, have a good evening or a good day. Take care.